Hi, everyone. I'm recording this video to explain why I think it's important for us to bring a focus to our committee work. I want to thank Janaya and Amy for the video idea. Hopefully this is better than me talking too much during the meeting or sending a long email in advance. So let me know what you think of this idea, please. So I want to talk a little about my hopes for the meeting and give some background on our committee work. In 2019, during our summer board retreat in Minneapolis, we developed a strategic plan with 5 overall goals to help structure our efforts. In a nutshell, these goals were 1, to create opportunities for ANN members to be learners themselves. 2, to create a professional community for ANN members. 3, to utilize committees to expand leadership opportunities for our members, our focus in this coming meeting. And 4, foster professional partnerships with other organizations. And finally, 5, influence policy in adult math instruction. So there are more details on these goals in the strategic planning report, which I'll share if you haven't seen it. We've accomplished a lot, I think. I mean, by agreeing to this focus, and first of all, in that strategic planning meeting, by focusing our work on these goals, that in itself is an achievement, and we've made progress towards some of the goals since then. But we need to be organized. We need to keep organizing our work if we want to keep making progress. And I think committees is the place that we can make this happen. So as you know, ANN is a network of individual leaders. We, each of us are leaders, and there are many others as well. As people who are working to build and develop this network, we need support from each other. We need some autonomy to make decisions and make things happen, but we also need to remain accountable to the larger group. So it's a balance. Ideally, I think we will have many different projects happening at once with many ways for members to get involved locally or nationally over time. Our committees can help pull together these strings from various parts of the network. The goals from the strategic plan combined with work from committees on specific targets can lead us all in the same direction. So the questions, there's a number of questions that occur to me, but how do we coordinate this work? How do we help people working in committees stay informed and connected with the work of other committees? How do we stay accountable to each other? How do we keep moving forward? But I think we already know that we need to build our committees. It's one of the main goals from our strategic plan. We know from our own experiences that the people who do the most work gain the most benefit from their experience in ANN. We know that from surveys that we ourselves are the ones who gain the most benefit, but we need to create these opportunities for more people. Committees are the place where we do this work. We learn from collaboration with each other, and it enriches our experience of being ANN members. So this experience should be available for more members. Developing ANN's work in committees, it builds rich experiences for more people. So how do we invite members to join our committees? How do we welcome new members? How do we help members learn and take on responsibility? I mean, this and many other questions about how we start to build out these committees so more people can participate and have meaningful experiences. So I guess I would ask you to reflect about how you were invited into the leadership of ANN. I first joined the pre-conference planning committee and helped plan the workshop activities in that conference. I then joined the board as president-elect. I was and I continue to be supported and mentored by Connie, Amy, Heidi, and others. So what supports do you have in ANN? What supports should we develop for new members of our committees? What would you have wanted when you were first invited to join the leadership of ANN? So we've made a commitment to working towards equity in sharing leadership so that ANN's leadership more closely reflects students and teachers in adult numeracy, specifically students and teachers of color. And we want to involve more of our members in our day-to-day work in order to develop new leaders. We can move towards equity through implementation of the goals that we already have. It's by doing the work that we've already envisioned that we can move towards these goals, moving towards equity. We put this into practice through our daily work as we provide opportunities for new leaders. So I think committees are a place where we develop new leaders and we move towards equity at the same time. So we already have a few established committees that are working well. We have a lot of success to build on. Led by Patricia, the Math Practitioner Working Committee puts together a fantastic newsletter 3 times a year with collaboration from multiple people to make it happen. They find stories, they interview people, they write articles, they edit. It's a great committee for members to start. Like if people are just getting started with our daily work, it's a great place to begin. They can share ideas and learn from others in the process. Led by Heidi, the Institute Planning Committee involves many people in subcommittees in planning and executing the Teaching and Learning Institute at COABE, from outreach and logistics to planning the activities of the day. This committee has introduced many new members to our daily work. So it's a really good place for people to start as well. Both of these committees have clear targets and deadlines, which I think helps them stay organized. The Math Practitioner Committee has an issue to get out every 4 months. The Institute Planning Committee has a pre-conference to run every spring. There are clear deadlines there and projects that they have to complete. It makes me wonder how we can organize our work in other committees that don't have the same kinds of tangible targets and deadlines. How do we stay on track? How do we keep things moving along? We also have a few brand new committees as well. We have the Working Group for Racial Equity in Math Education, which is still developing and gathering members. We have the Outreach Committee led by Valencia Zendu, which is the first committee that is chaired by a non-board member. One note, Amy, Heidi, and I have been talking a fair amount about committees, and we believe that board members should be part of working committees, but not necessarily chair people in every instance. We think every board member should be connected to a committee as a liaison. And we think this connects us to the work and strengthens the organization. So a question I have, is it possible for each of us to choose a committee to work with? Ideally, it would be an existing committee, so we gather our strength, but we could develop new ones as well. It seems that any committee we create should have goals that support the strategic plan. We should create a new committee only if there's something in the strategic plan that isn't being done, and if we can find people who are able to work together towards that goal. I think it also makes sense that we as individuals are not involved in too many different committees individually, just so we're not spread too thin. So think about your role in the organization, how it might connect to a committee. Does this help you decide what committee work you would do? For example, the webmaster works with the website committee, a regional rep. Their committee might be their state reps and other people in the region or in their region. And talk to Heidi, Amy, or me if you're not sure what committee you might join, or if you feel like this is more than you can take on at the moment, that would be understandable. I'm looking forward to hearing your ideas about how to help our committees be successful, and I'll see you soon. Thank you all.